is Lisa Knight, your instructor for this module. Today we'll be discussing the proper use of color in your documents, images, and online content. After watching this video, you will be able to choose text and background colors that have a color contrast of 4.5 to 1 using a color contrast checker. Emphasize text appropriately in a paragraph. Identify which color combinations are best to use for colorblind learners. List the best practices for using color when designing online courses. Color contrast is extremely important when designing any instructional material. Consider this example. I think you would agree that this statement is very hard to read. This is because there is a low contrast between the text and the background colors. You can explore the different foreground and background color options and their contrast ratios with the Web AIM Color Contrast tool. The online contrast checker is easy to use. Drag the sliders to the color you want to use. The contrast ratio will appear on the right-hand side in a box. Underneath that will be an example of the color choices you have chosen. In many courses that I have reviewed, I have seen color used to emphasize text. However, this is not the best practice for emphasizing text, mainly because there is a portion of our learners that are colorblind. Colorblindness may prohibit these students from being able to detect the highlighted text. Instead, it is better to emphasize text with bold, italics, or both. In addition to not using color only to emphasize text, we must be careful what color combinations we use for our colorblind audience. You are probably familiar with this common set of contrast circles used to identify colorblindness. There are several types of color blindness. Regardless of the type of colorblindness, colorblind individuals see the world differently. Consider this very colorful website. Using a colorful rainbow for a child's product seems to be a very appropriate color scheme. I want to first point out that using so many colors at once distracts the viewer from focusing on the content. One should only use 2 to 3 colors at one time on a page. Also, colorblind learners would not see the same variety of colors, and they may even blend together. In general, there are people that are red colorblind, green colorblind, or both. So one should stay away from red and green combinations. If using contrasting colors, choose colors that are opposite on the color wheel. For example, colors that are next to each other on the wheel are usually a bad combination. Here is a list of the best practices for using color. Choose contrasting colors with a 4.5 to 1 contrast ratio. Do not use color alone for emphasis. Use shades of color with high contrast that are across from each other on the color wheel. And finally, use only 2 to 3 colors at any one time.